Hello and welcome to Darius Comic School, and today we will take a look at EthanVanSciver and what I learned from EthanVanSciver and how he helped me develop my craft as a comic artist. You can call me an indie comic artist, but yeah. And this will be a great video, and we'll go into his art. I will link to his channel because he discusses this comic he made and how this was his coming to Jesus moment, because he had started and given so much for his comic career and then hit a certain point where he was he had a divorce, and then he was kind of exploding on the scene. So he was touring the Comic Cons but not doing the work, and then he met a new girl, and all of that fueled definitely his fun or his rock star comic artist level, but it took away from his craft and from his focus, and gladly he kind of married that woman and had a child with her and focused again on his career as an artist. But when he started his YouTube channel, and I will link you in a second to it or at the end of the video, when he started his YouTube career, he kind of took his comics and also this comics, and he talks about the stuff he draws, this and how it came to be. And we'll take a look at this comic in a second. Here we get the great shot. Probably this should be, come on, focus on this. This should be maybe the thumbnail of the video, how EthanVanSciver helped me, or what I learned from EthanVanSciver. But before I start, and this is not a commercial, this is like also to show you, I got the EthanVanSciver comic and I kind of liked it. And then there was for €1 I could put into the cart like this comic, this The Walking Dead comic. And as you can see, very different art style, no backgrounds, just faces. We get some horses riding out here. Not the best horses, but I kind of don't give a damn because the story is so awesome. And it's just like zombies and the Walking Dead family. And is it that great? But there is a scene where, I'm kind of spoiling a bit, where like Michonne and Jesus are luring away like 100 zombies. And Michonne checks and Jesus is not sure if they can take all the zombies. So Michonne says, take my horse, stay a ways ahead of me. And she's kind of taking the stance, and it's not super complicated, like a big panel, I'll catch up. And then she chops a few beautiful panels, she chops a few zombies into pieces, and then she goes up and she says like, okay, your turn, don't overdo it, get about 10 of them, then we'll trade off. We each take 5 or 6 turns, we'll be done. Yeah, good plan. And this was so great. I mean, I was already intrigued. I wanted to read the whole comic, and I was thinking while I was reading this, I mean, is comics dead? Does comics have a future? Can we make a living from this? But man, I mean, this is The Walking Dead, and it's just so amazing and so fun. And we will come in a second to this. Let me tell you another thing. As you can see, we're looking here on a commission I made for a friend. He hired me to draw a painting of Tina Turner, and you might say, okay, Dario, what does this have to do with comics? Bear with me. As you can see there's my sketch I was planning for him, and this is a painting, and I will show you a few. There are my colors down there, and there are a few more paintings up here. And in the year 2020, as you can see, there's my comic up there, which I should finish. and this is probably my come to Jesus moment right now. And the next video will be Days of Future Past by John Byrne, because EthanVanSciver, when he thought, okay, what can I do? I want to do comics. I want to be the next John Byrne. And then he said he took, he liked very much Brian Bolland and all of that stuff. And we can see it in his art. But then 2020 came around. I was very hyped about comics. But then Corona hit, and somehow, as you can see, this is not a finished painting. This is just some color sketch or something you might say, like a SketchUp, and this is a painting I should finish, and I have a few more paintings. And now you're saying, okay, Dario, what does this have to do with comics? Well, in 2020, a friend of mine came to town, a female friend, and she kind of said, okay, I bought a painting for 1,000 or 2,000 euros. And immediately I thought, maybe to finance my comic stuff, I should go into paintings. And so I diversified. I mean, I was doing comics, and then I thought, okay, maybe I do already illustrations, maybe I can do paintings. And that is not the same skill. Drawing comics, penciling, inking, writing, those are all different mountains you have to climb. If you add another mountain, you start again at the bottom of that mountain. And let me put away 1 second this picture, this painting. And let me show you something. Like, that is an important part, because as a comic artist, sometimes, and don't get me wrong, I was drawn to this because I already was very much into painting miniatures, and so I had the colors and everything I apply to paint paintings I learned from painting miniatures. So that's a bit strange, and we're already 7 minutes in, but hear me out. We'll come to the Jesus moment where EthanVanSciver refocuses again on his comic career, and then kind of breaks through or establishes himself as the man. I have also here on my laptop 2 videos I want to show you. And one is by Alex HERMOZI, and you might knowing, you might not knowing. And he has here this 7 or more cups, and he has here the 1 cup which he concentrates. And he says the best way to become a millionaire is not to concentrate into 7 things, but to take one thing and work on that until it works. And he also says that, is it before or after that? There is a curve, there's a time and attention curve, and we'll come here. Yeah, this is the graph. And as you can see, we start here and we're optimistic. Okay, I can do comics, or maybe I can do a living in comics. Maybe I can break through. And then you arrive here. And this is where it's like really, really hard, where you're trying to get in, but you kind of realize, okay, it's hard, it's really hard. And then this is the value of despair. Everybody hits this. This is where you think, okay, I've put in so many years and I'm still trash. I'm not EthanVanSciver yet. I'm not Jim Lee. I'm not Adam Kubert. I'm not Andy Kubert. I'm not the heroes I aspire to be. And then here it is where you stop and you start another journey, like in painting. And this is what I did. I kind of got out of comics because I didn't make as much money as I wanted to. And then I got into painting, and I started, and I initially sold a few paintings, and it was fun. And then I hit a pessimism point where I kind of realized, okay, this is hard stuff. Making paintings is not what I envisioned it to be. and then I hit the Valley of Despair, and that's when I got back to comics. And now I have kind of both, but he says that millionaires just focus on one cup, and once that cup starts to overflow, then you can fill your other cups. That cup can be your 9 to 5, that cup can be a skill that you earn money with, and once that is overflowing, you can start probably filling up another cup, but not 6 other cups. And there's also something very interesting that he's building up here, this tower, and he builds up a tower that is red, and you have a red tower that you have only 10 seconds to build up. And it's very hard to build up a tower in 10 seconds because it might fall, it might not build the right way. And when you have a tower that is built with maybe more time, and you have more bricks, and you can build something that is much more solid. And he explains that it takes time to master a skill or to build something that's really valuable. And later he goes also into things that you need a market. You need a market. It's not just enough to sell hot dogs. You need hungry customers and so on. So this is my thing about Alex HERMOZI, and it coincides with this EthanVanSciver thing. So I will link to Comic Artist Pro Secrets, and this book took a year to draw and nobody read it. Secret commentary. And this is so great because at the beginning of his channel 6 years ago, EthanVanSciver goes into all of his comics and the work he puts in. I mean, I don't want to show much, but it's really amazing. On the basis of this, I got then this one. And this one is great, but it's not as great as the comic he drew in a year and nobody read it. And yeah, I think I said everything I wanted to say, and now we will go into the comic. And well, this is a pretty long video and probably nobody's gonna watch it, but it is a good one. So I also want to point out, go check out Robert Norton's channel. He does great stuff. I will link it down below. And from time to time, just draw stuff. Like drawing this Erik Larsen superhero brought me so much fun. And you kind of have to go back to your initial love and stick with that. And Sam Owen says that the things that separates the winners from the losers, or the people who achieve what they want, is probably one or two things. At one, they love it so much they cannot give up. And number two, they persist. And that's mostly because of the love, because like they're so drawn to it that they can't do anything else. And that's the same with me. And check out also Comics Bazaar's channel. I will link him up or down. And yeah, I just want to say sometimes it's good to draw something. And as you can see here, I have so many comics ideas that I wanted to do, but over the years I couldn't do because I was always, I don't know, something always took away my time or my attention, just getting in the money. And this is a comic I wanted to do kind of based on Metal Gear Solid and art. But yeah, this is, and the idea was I draw down the covers, and so I have something tangible in my head or in my hand. And here, the rock and roll vampire hunters, and here Jesus returns. There's some evil overlords in a dystopian future, and Jesus, this Billy Idol guy, returns to bring back the Flash for fantasy. And then I have another story, and it's called Wrestlers 3000, and it's kind of like Death Race or Spartacus. And this is a Rome 3000 ruled by technocracy. And some of the slaves, they are all wrestlers. This is kind of Bret Hitman Hart, Bret the Spartan Hitman Hearts, something like that. Some silly stuff, but you know, this could be cool comics. So it's a very, very long intro, But this ties into this comic. So everything I just said is what I learned from EthanVanSciver, that you gotta return back to your love and you gotta do the work. And EthanVanSciver has a great cover here, and he puts in the work. And again, he aspired to be John Byrne, but then he kind of liked also, like, I guess, David Finch and who else? I don't know. He said Brian Bolland and a lot of other people. But yeah, and also what I want to show you in this comic, it's a good comic, but it's not a great comic. And let me zoom out. Yeah, that's why we couldn't get. So as you can see here, we get a city scene. This is the page, and this is beautifully drawn, like the houses, and this is drawn. I mean, I know Ethan, and I could have taken that painting of mine and like the Tina Turner, and most painters, this is ugly, this is just a sketch, but most painters just project the painting on the canvas, and then they kind of trace it, and then they fill it up. But EthanVanSciver always has the approach to like really draw it, to construct it, and I do like that. And he also uses pencils, and he inks his own stuff, so I'm very much into that. And so we see Commissioner Gordon, and here this man completely sucked dry and beautiful. Like the thing about Ethan is that you can feel the love and the fun he has. And he is truly, I've seen some old interviews, like he's a cool guy. Like I kind of love him. He's like really ballsy and funny. And at the same time, he's a like true human being. And well, and then we see like these pages, and what I want to show you, like he does basic stuff. I mean, he takes his time on this comic, but not everything is like truly great or beautiful. I mean, here you have a Dutch angle with a bit of lighting, and then this is beautiful. Batman crashes in, and then we see here Dr. Langstrom, and he can draw. I mean, he can draw, but it is sometimes a bit stiff. And I don't want to say that Charlie Adlard isn't stiff, but Charlie Adlard, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, is the better storyteller. And John Romita Jr. and Frank Miller and Mike Mignola have something in common. But sometimes there's also like the people that are a bit more flashy and draw a bit more detailed. I don't want to say that they are not as good as a storyteller as the guys I've mentioned right here. Like they try, they do, but it's my personal feeling that they can't quite keep up with it. And so we see Batman here. I don't know why he has this bat wings, but it looks badass. And then he looks at this guy, and he asks him, "Did you suck those people dry?" And he says, "No, that wasn't me." And so he flies off. And on the next page, we see Mr. Langstrom, the father of this guy, and look at how much text it is. And it's also like, if you're a writer, don't do this, because you don't know, like I started reading here, then I read up until this point, and then I was reading this, and I don't know. But what do we see? We see just houses, and then a huge, tall guy, and he looks like a bit of an asshole, and it's just all blacked out. But this is beautiful, like here, the reception and the receptionists, beautiful stuff. And then an elevator, and here it's pretty basic. So no rocket science. You could do stuff like this. This is like not the money shots. And then this, I don't know what this is. Like, it's the same shot 3 times, and then here the shot 2 times, and something like this happens all the time. And I was thinking, man, Ethan, didn't you tell me? I mean, on the screen I see it right now, like the Catwoman stuff, and it's just amazing. And here, what happened? Like, did you have had a tight deadline, or I don't know. Something like this for me is just freaking lazy. This is a boring page. What do you do with this? It's just filled with text and 5 images. This is boring and lazy. But this is great. Look at this. Like here, he takes his time, and maybe this is where his focus went. This guy, he has it all. Like he's a businessman, and he has all the money in the world he needs. So he finds the serum of his son, and he improves on it. And at night, he takes it, and I don't know why he takes it with his clothes. So the clothes will be ripped apart, and he has pants on while he flies around as a vampire. But okay, that's the logic of the comic. So he injects the serum, and then look at this. Like, this is just beautiful, like really cool. And I think, Ethan pencils himself and he inks himself. And look at this. This is like, wow, just amazing. And then wings burst out. And then look at this scream, at this feral scream, like beautiful, and how the lip splits, and this is just a money shot, like really cool. I show it to you again, and then we get this. This is like, bam! This is our Todd McFarlane Spawn moment, and I think this is great. This is where you have bought a ticket to the movies, and Corporate Raider, it's called. And Greg Hurwitz, writer, EthanVanSciver, artist, cover. And then we get another freaking lazy panel, which in my eyes is just, I don't know. I cannot bring myself to do this, because I'm always a game creator for gamers. I'm an artist for people. I don't want to read this, so I wouldn't give this to anybody else to read. Like, this looks beautiful. Introduction scene of the Batcave, and then look at this. 1, 2, 3 panels, the same, then a variation, and you get Alfred talking back and forth, and a bunch of text in the middle. I don't know. I just wouldn't do this, and that's my personal taste. Whoever wants to do this, or whoever finds this cool, can do it. I don't like it. The same thing. Like, I have a great Art Adams cover, and then you open it up, and on the inside, it's not Art Adams. It's just some shitty artist, and that just sucks. It just sucks. So, comics should be great from the beginning to the end, and your product should be great, or yeah. And then we got this page, and I want to encourage you, and also myself, like, you can do this. Like, look at this. It's just 2 panels, and it's Batman, and it's not even like this Batman has some wonkiness on it. I mean, look at this Batman. It is a beautiful, pretty moody shot, but it's kind of wonky. I mean, and then he has this, I don't know. And then Alfred looks very beautiful. Like, this is really great. And then they find out that it's the father, this Lindstrom, and he's the new Man-Bat. And this is also very important. Like, look at this. Who is this artist? Do you know who this artist is? Do I need to zoom in? Take a guess. What's this artist? This is also very important. Okay, it's not David Finch. It's a David Finch-like, and it's Fabok. I think Kevin Fabok is his name. And now you might ask, why does he look a bit or a lot like David Finch? Because Fabok, I think, lived near David Finch, and David said, "Come by, I'll be your mentor, I teach you." And that is very important. That is a thing that we have lost, and maybe we should even if you don't live in the same time, even if we don't live in the same time or in the same town, we should try to mentor each other or call each other out, because that's what Larry Hama did with Greg Capullo, or John Romita Sr. did with Greg Capullo, or at the Wildstorm Studios, they kind of mentored each other or called themselves out or busted each other's balls. And then we got another page, pretty boring. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels. On this, at least, the story is really cool, and he's telling that Bruce Wayne's father knew this other guy's father, and where Bruce Wayne's father gave everything to Gotham, that guy was sucking everything out of Gotham. So great stuff. Like, panel-wise, do you think you could do something like this? Could you draw something like this? Doesn't look complicated, probably it's not. Then you got a front, and in the back, a guy standing there, Bruce Wayne. Here, everything blacked out, and here, like nothing too special. This looks beautiful, but nothing too special. No backgrounds, just a guy giving another guy something, and then here, all blacked out, and that's it. Then here we get a nice, this is really good, like Sinestro by Dale Eaglesham. I don't know this guy, but it looks good. It's not completely my style. I don't like this overly drawn style. I'm more into the simple persons. But then look at this, like just 3 shots, and we get a building, which is really impressive. And then this is like nothing special. And I don't wanna put EthanVanSciver down. Like Ethan is really great, and I think he was putting as much as he could into these drawings. But these two are not the money shots, or at least this is not the money shot. This is as simple as he could. But then here, this is where he put all his energy, like the father enjoying the sucking of blood, the killing of homeless people. It makes him feel alive. Look at this. Like, this is very beautiful. And reading this and watching at this, like, this feels like $1,000,000. And only an artist that loves his craft and loves the medium and loves like the story can do that. Like, it is like a great director, great actor. You can feel the chemistry. Here, Superman, Batman, by Jay Lee. Tell me, like Greg Pak. I have never read something good from Greg Pak. Tell me, is he a good writer? And here, ComicVine says, this is Batman, Superman, the book we want and deserve. Is it? I mean, tell me. Comment down below, put in the timestamp 2813 and tell me. And then look at this. Great pages, but nothing new. A lot of text, just 3 panels, not 6 panels, not 9 panels, not 10 panels, not 4, 5, 6, 3. And here also 3. Like, very economic, and a lot of blacked out stuff. Like, this doesn't take long. This doesn't take forever. Look at this. The father talking down on his son. This guy looks a bit like Marv, and here he looks also a bit like Marv. And look how towering this guy is. This guy looks very, very cool. But again, no backgrounds, no big details, and then you get just a big face shot. And I don't know. This is something that rarely impresses me. Like, just faces, I don't know. It doesn't do it for me. I mean, probably in a Berserk, maybe, but not here. And then we get a shot of a mansion and a car. And this looks kind of cool. I don't know how he did the rain, if it's white out or with a ruler, but this looks kind of good. But everything's blacked out. So economic, but good, like really good. And then he goes down the stairs, and again, nothing special, very economic. It works. It is economic. It works. But just to show you that sometimes you don't need to put in, I don't know, maybe this looks simple and it isn't. And this is like really great, like really moody, how it hangs, like the direction of the eye line. We come from here, we go here, then we go down here, we go up here, and then we go to the center. And this looks just amazing. But this is everything that's drawn in, just the face. The rest is all blacked out. Yeah. I think EthanVanSciver looked at Jaylee and said, that guy knows what he's doing. So let me see, where does it go? Then we get another page, which is quite decent. Batman suiting up and Alfred talking to him and saying, yeah, look, that guy's father, he always kind of liked you. You both are same. You're hardened. You're both stoic, disciplined, tough, determined to do everything. But the only thing that separates you two from each other is that you have a moral compass and the other guy does not. And so Batman takes off, and on the very next page, he just spots Man-Bat. How convenient, but well, this is a good and fast comic, why not? So Batman closing in. These are very great panels, like how this one comes from up here, then we get a face shot, then we look down on the Man-Bat, and then we get our money shot. I mean, look at this. We can zoom in a second, but the houses are drawn very beautiful. This perspective from up here going down here, just really amazing. The houses coming from this side, just amazing. Look at this. Like this is, and you don't have to put all your care into each panel. I think maybe it's okay to put the effort and energy in the panels that count, and that's totally fine. Like, look at this. This is a money shot. And then we get the battle. This is where EthanVanSciver puts everything he has on the table. This is the 5th round in the championship belt tournament. And here we can see like beautiful stuff. Like this is where he then goes all in on the artwork. And yeah. Beautiful stuff. And Batman is kind of impressed because like this Man-Bat is something he hasn't seen before. It's bigger, meaner, and it's just a different beast than what he has seen before. And the syringe, the needle breaks because the hide of the animal or beast is so thick. And then he just kind of falls or loses it. And we end on a great cliffhanger. And on this moment, I will send you to his own commentary and then to his own conclusion. If you want a spoiler, then wait a second. If not, just go there. I will end the video in a few seconds. So if you're not going to Ethan's channel, he started the next issue, but then he didn't finish it because he was on conventions and kind of gave his power away to another artist. And that was his come to Jesus moment when he thought, okay, this is my career and I'm pissing it away and I need to refocus on what's important. And what's important is mastery follows money. My mastery is making comics. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to refocus on making comics, bringing in the money, delivering great art. I guess he married his girl, had a baby, and he lives happily ever after. So this is what I learned from EthanVanSciver, and I kind of still love Charlie Adlard a bit more, even if he's pretty wonky. But I love it. See ya.